Hey everyone, this is Pick for Life, and in today's doubly special edition of P4L Reviews, we're coming to you live from TFcon 2015 in Canada, and we're taking an early look at a pre-production sample of Mastermind Cretions Sphinx, their version of a Masterpiece-scaled Mirage. Without getting into too much detail, I just want to say thank you so much, Mastermind Creations, for allowing me to do this early review, and to put the disclaimer out that this is a pre-production sample. There are going to be a lot of changes, improvements, and updates to this figure before it undergoes final review and reaches retail. So without that being said, I know people are going to be asking me, why do things not fit in perfectly, or maybe there's some looseness, or why haven't they done this, and that. So it's because it's a very, very early pre-production sample, okay? Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into alt mode review. And as you can see, Sphinx has a very, very realistic alt mode, very loyal to the Formula 1 car. You can see the nice paint details, not only on the figure itself, but in the decos. And you can also see that the tires have some paint on them that say Goofier, which obviously is a play on Goodyear. You do have the Citan molding here, not molding, branding here with the number 26, and also their kind of emblem here on the top. Nice molded detail everywhere else. You also see the Liger Citan on the back, which is very subtle. You might not be able to see it unless I catch it in the right light on the silver paint. Nice detail here on the front, more Goofier and Citan, the 26 Goofier, and the ELL on the front. Alright, you can also see that he comes with a translucent hologram driver, which is awesome. He has a nice molded detail, depending on how you have him positioned. Deep in there, he actually grips the steering wheel. Look at that, his thumbs are up and he's gripping the steering wheel. He has the helmet on, he has molded seat belts that actually connect to the gray pieces here that also simulate the seatbelt. Nice molded paint here. And some chrome tires. In addition to the rubber tires here, you actually have the rims that are the chromed out. So let's go ahead and do a quick 360. Oops, sorry about that. This piece came undone. Again, some looseness in some of these tabs just because it is a pre-production sample. You have the nice long bumper here. I want to stop at the front because I want to show off that this actually has articulation in the front wheel to rock back and forth, so you can simulate going around turns. Or you can push it back and lock it into place, and then that'll reduce the amount of movement you have. Same thing with the back. It has the rear wheels on hinges, so you can have them tilted going right, going left, or going straight. Again, a nice added detail that you don't get a ton of detail usually in alt mode, especially articulation wise, so it's great that they did that. Coming around to this side, you do have some translucent plastic in the front to simulate the windshield. Articulation in the back, his spoilers on a hinge, so you can kind of get it go up and down and then tilt. Coming around to the back, a little bit of openness, but overall it's very clean. And then we'll come around to the side again. The engine block at the top is die cast and is painted black and silver. And to get a look at the bottom, a lot of it is well hidden. You don't see a lot of robot mode pieces. They're all kind of covered up. You don't really see. You see the hip here, the crotch plate here, but you don't really see that much of the leg, and the arms are really well hidden because of the transformation. Alright, so we're going to do only one-way transformation. I know that's blasphemous for me, but since this is an early pre-production sample, I don't want to mess with it too much. Just to show you a little bit of the driver, he is not a full driver, but he does have a lot of detail in him. Oops, sorry about that. And it almost looked like he had articulation in the arms, but it doesn't look like he actually does. One last thing I wanted to mention is that they did scale this really well with the other cars. They wanted to make him fit into the MP10 trailer, even though I don't think Formula One cars traditionally would fit. So to do that, you just have to rotate these back wheels back just a tiny bit to give you a little bit of a more narrow Formula One car, and that will allow you to actually go into MP10's trailer, Masterpiece Optimus Prime's trailer, which is great that they allow you to do that. That's part of the articulation that allows you to do. Okay, let's get this guy transformed from alt to robot mode. First things first, you're gonna take out the driver, which I already did earlier to show you. Next, we're gonna go down to the bottom here. You can rotate these wheels on those double hinges down like that. You're gonna extend the leg fully. From here, we're gonna come around to the top. This part on front kind of comes out here from the sides, and these are on double hinges that rotate downward like this. Before you get all the way around, you're gonna rotate these front panels like so, get them down like that. You're gonna collapse them in on either side. Make sure to have the legs fully extended, which I failed to do just now. And then you have tabs that tab into the legs, at the back of the legs. And that will secure them into place. You can split both the front and back legs. Not front and back, the left and right legs. The shins are completed by rotating these panels down on double hinges and rotating this piece to lie flat. Next up, you're going to deal with the knees. They're going to rotate around 180 degrees and sit into place there. There's a little nub there that kind of provides the friction to hold them into place. From here, you're going to unpeg this section and it will rotate up on this hinge. You can separate them, the two halves, and these rotate around 180 like so, and they'll plug in here. So there's tab holes on each side that you're just going to go in, push those in securely. You're going to want to rotate the upper body 180 degrees. Then we'll deal with the arms. The arms are actually on sliding joints, so you're going to pull them out here. You'll see the die-cast sliding joint piece there. You're going to pull the arms out, and then you're going to rotate this 90 degrees, the side panel. And then you're going to untab the arms. So the arms untab and then extend outwards like that. And you can rotate it to get them facing the right way. Rotate the fist down and then close this panel up. And this panel is actually interesting. They allow you to get some more articulation on the wrist by having a molded piece that allows you to slide the forearm. Okay, same thing on the other side. Rotate this piece 90 degrees, untab it, extend the arm, rotate out the fist, and close up this panel. It doesn't tab in because they actually want you to be able to slide on this joint here to get some added articulation on the wrist. Next up, we're going to go ahead and fold this chest piece down, and with that you're going to fold this red piece down like that. You're going to actually want to get that red piece inside of this gap here. So it's on the double hinge. You just need to kind of, while the front of the car comes down, you just want to push the red piece in like so it secures. You're going to come down. These wheels are going to fold in on these double hinges. Those are held really well into place. They're not moving at all. And you're going to come down and tab this tab here into the front spoiler. Last but not least, on the main body, we're going to rotate these pieces up. And they have small tabs on the back that fill in the obliques or side of the main body. Oops. Last but not least, you're going to come around to Sphinx's head and pull up on it. It's on kind of a double hinge-ish kind of thing. Don't pull too hard because it is on a ball joint, but once you pull it up, and around it's kind of on it's actually on, I think, a triple hinge that allows you to get Sphinx in the right position. And then last but not least, optionally, if you want a wider waist in the front, you can keep these up, or you can collapse them down. Alright, and I think with that, we have Sphinx completely in robot mode. And he looks really good and very good representation of Mirage, straight out from the cartoon. Let's do a quick 360. Coming around to the sides and back. Looking quite good. He has a very clean back, which I really like. There's not a lot of hollowness here. These panels make up a really solid lower leg that's hidden. None of the prowl or streak hollowness there. The backpack is very minimal. I wouldn't even consider it much of a backpack at all, actually. The arms look a little thin and have a little bit of hollowness going on in the elbow area, but that's because of the way it transforms and folds into place. Overall, I think the colors and the look in robot mode, the proportions are really, really nice. I really like how they've done that, how they've accomplished that transformation, which is pretty fun and has some unique transformations. I love how the wheels fold in to create the main body, and that really does give it a more solid feel. Let's go ahead and look at the head. One of the things that they mentioned is that because this is a test shot and they're still testing out the paint, the application here is a little too thick. So I'll actually show a picture of what it's supposed to look like. There is some molded line details that were kind of lost, and his face is kind of soft just because the paint was a little too thick. But I think the head sculpt itself looks really good. I like the name Sphinx since he does kind of have that pharaoh head dress look going on. Nice articulation all the way around. He does have, again, those that branding advertisement on the back of the head. He's on a ball joint, so he does get up and down and some head wobble. And because it's on that kind of triple hinge, he can get a lot of up and a good amount of down too. This panel sometimes folds in. I'm not sure if there's going to be a tab to secure that into place or not. Okay, the rest of the articulation, you do have a lot of shoulder action going on. So not only do you have this white piece shoulder that will go up and down, which gives you a lot of range of motion there, but it also has the traditional shoulder joint that goes out 90 degrees. It does rotate, so you can get a lot of great poses there. He actually has kind of, I don't know what you would call it, the forward and back rotational joint on the shoulders. So you can emote a bit more. You can have him kind of like hulking out, or you can have the shoulder back hero kind of look. He has bicep swivel, double jointed elbows if you have the elbows positioned the correct way. He does have wrist swivel, and he has fingers molded separately, so his pointer finger is on a separate pin joint, and the three other fingers, the middle ring and pinky, are one molded piece, and those are also pinned as well. And as I mentioned before, you can get some wrist forward and back articulation by keeping this panel in place and rotating on this hinge here. So you can get more articulation there. The midsection is really nice. Not only does it have the traditional waist articulation going 360, he also has an ab crunch, which is always welcome. And it's nice that they were able to integrate that on a figure of this size. He does have hip panels that can move out of the way to give you a lot of range of motion on the leg, a little bit more than 90 degrees going forward, a lot going back. Out to the side, he has about 80 degrees or so. Double jointed knees, which are great. He does have a thigh swivel, a bit of a thigh swivel like that. And then the feet have a lot of articulation. He has the toe, like spoiler panel that goes forward and back, that can tilt, but then that's on a separate hinge. And then the entire foot is on a tilting mechanism here, so you can get the entire foot tilted. Or you can go with just the heel with the rubber tire. So you can move that heel separately from the toe. Very solid. He has a lot of die cast, especially in the legs. These molded pieces, molded hinges here are die cast. I think this piece is die cast. Anything that's kind of that silvery color down to the legs, the knees again. So he's really, really hefty for a Carbot size figure. And I wish I had some other figures for comparison. I don't think I do right now, unfortunately, in my room, since I didn't bring a whole bunch. But overall, that is the review of this guy. Really great alt mode, and I really like the alt mode a lot. The robot mode looks really accurate to the cartoon. Lots of articulation. So I think this is definitely worthy of the Masterpiece title for a Sphinx. Very clean again on all sides. As far as accessories go, aside from his driver, I didn't get anything else, but I know he's gonna have I think a gun, and I think maybe, I forget if he's gonna have a shoulder cannon or not, but I do know, I was told that one of the bonus accessories is gonna be that he's gonna have a parachute, like in some of the episodes where he had a parachute. So that's really awesome as well. Alright. I think that's it. If you have any comments or questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and share on your social media sites like Facebook, YouTube, on Twitter, and wherever else you want to share. If you want to keep up to date with news and reviews, go ahead and click the subscribe button up here, or go ahead and like my page on Facebook at P4L Reviews. And as always, if you want to pick this guy up for your collection, you can go ahead and click on the link in the description below for Toy Dojo, my sponsor. And last but not least, you may have seen me, or you may not have seen me, as a guest host on the Ages 3 and Up latest review from TFcon, where we reviewed the Make Toys visualizer, their version of Reflector. So if you haven't seen that, go ahead and click on the link in the description below. That will take you to their page where you'll see that review. Okay, so another early look from TFcon. I think that's it for today, everyone. Thank you, Mastermind Creations, for allowing me to do this review. Hopefully I'll see you guys at the next TFcon in Charlotte, or next year at TFcon 2016 in Canada. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a good one.